Commander Lisa Porter stared at the main screen from her command chair on the bridge of the Earth Defense Fleet vessel Harbinger *. The rings of Saturn stretched across the view, their icy particles glittering in the distant sunlight. It was supposed to be a routine patrol, just another day protecting Earth's outer solar system interests. "Status report," she said, her voice steady as always. 5 years as commander had trained her well. "All systems normal, Commander," replied Officer Gary Nelson from his station. "We're maintaining standard patrol pattern along the designated route." Lisa nodded, absently brushing a strand of blonde hair from her face. The Harbinger was one of Earth's newest defensive ships, powerful but still small enough to be maneuverable. Her crew of 50 was the best in the fleet, handpicked for their skills and quick thinking. Science Officer Keith Daniels suddenly straightened at his monitoring station. "Commander, I'm detecting unusual energy readings at coordinates 42 to 3719. "Put it on screen," Lisa ordered, leaning forward. The view shifted, showing empty space with Saturn's rings in the background. Then, without warning, space itself seemed to ripple and tear. A massive object emerged from what appeared to be a spatial anomaly, its dark hull reflecting little light. "Red alert," Lisa commanded. "All hands to battle stations." The bridge lights dimmed to red as alarms sounded throughout the ship. The crew moved with practiced efficiency, preparing all systems for potential combat. "Unknown vessel is approximately 1.5 kilometers in length," Daniels reported, his voice tense. "No match in our databases. Open communications on all frequencies," Lisa ordered communications specialist Wanda Miller. "This is Commander Lisa Porter of the Earth Defense Fleet vessel Harbinger *. Unidentified ship. Please identify yourself and state your intentions." Silence followed. Lisa waited, counting off 30 seconds in her head. "No response, Commander," Miller said. "Keep trying. Use all known protocols." Lisa touched her console, opening a channel to Earth Defense Command. "Admiral Summers, this is Commander Porter. We have an unidentified vessel that has just emerged near Saturn. Attempting communication, but so far no response. Requesting backup." "Understood. Harbinger *, came Admiral Frank Summers' reply. "The Defender and Guardian are en route to your position. ETA 20 minutes. Proceed with caution." "The unknown vessel is powering up something," Weapons Officer Jack Boyd announced suddenly. "Energy signatures are spiking dramatically." Lisa felt her heartbeat quicken. "Are they charging weapons?" "Unknown, but the pattern matches nothing in our database," Daniels replied. "Wait. They're moving toward us." "Final warning," Lisa broadcast. "Unidentified vessel, halt your approach and power down your systems, or we will take defensive action." The alien ship continued forward, now clearly accelerating. "Targeting solutions locked," Boyd reported. Lisa hesitated for just a moment. First contact protocols were clear: attempt communication, issue warnings, and if threatened, defend with appropriate force. They had followed procedure. "Fire warning shots across their bow," she ordered. The Harbinger's forward railguns fired, sending hyper-accelerated projectiles past the approaching vessel. The alien ship didn't slow down. Instead, the energy readings from its hull intensified. Defender and Guardian arriving now. "Commander," Miller announced as 2 more Earth ships emerged from FTL travel nearby. "All ships, defensive formation," Lisa commanded over the fleet channel. "The unidentified vessel is not responding to communications and continues aggressive approach." Admiral Summers' voice came through. "You have weapons authorization, Commander Porter. If they don't stand down, take appropriate action." Lisa took a deep breath. "All ships, target the vessel's propulsion systems only." Fire. The combined firepower of 3 Earth warships struck the alien vessel. Explosions blossomed along its dark hull. "They're returning fire," Boyd shouted as energy beams lanced out from the vessel. Full barrage, all weapons. Lissa ordered. The Earth ships unleashed their arsenal, tearing into the mysterious craft. After several minutes of intense exchange, the alien vessel began to break apart, secondary explosions cascading along its length. That's when Miller straightened suddenly at her console, eyes wide. "Commander, I'm receiving a transmission. It's in English." On the main screen, a single word appeared, transmitted in the final moments before the alien ship went dark. "HOMEWORLD." Silence filled the bridge of the Harbinger as the word HOMEWORLD remained displayed on the main screen. The broken alien vessel drifted in space, surrounded by debris from the battle. "What does this mean?" Admiral Summers asked through the comm channel, his voice tight with concern. Lisa stared at the screen, her mind racing. "I don't know, sir, but we need to find out." Science Officer Keith Daniels worked frantically at his station, his fingers flying across the holographic controls. "Commander, I'm detecting life signs on the vessel. Faint, but they're there." Life signs. Lisa's heart raced. "Can you tell what kind of life forms?" Daniels looked up, his face pale. "The readings match. Human patterns, Commander." A collective gasp spread through the bridge. Lissa gripped the arms of her command chair. "That's impossible," Admiral Summers said. "Could be a trick, some alien mimicry." "Sir," Daniels interrupted, "I'm receiving more data from the transmission. It's fragmented, but—" He paused, reading the information flowing across his screen. "It's not just the word homeworld. There's more. They were trying to say, we've found our homeworld. And sir, the transmission includes historical data." Lisa stood and moved to Daniel's station. "Show me." On his screen appeared images and text files. Lisa's eyes widened as she read the information. "The Artemis Project *," she whispered. "What is it, Commander?" Admiral Summers demanded. "Sir, the Artemis Project * was a desperate mission launched 300 years ago, during the Resource Wars, before the United Earth government formed, when we thought humanity might not survive." Lisa's voice was steady, but her hands trembled. "They sent ships, colony ships, to nearby star systems. The mission was classified, then forgotten in the chaos that followed." Daniels nodded, still scanning the data. "According to this, the ship we fired upon is from a human colony established around Alpha Centauri. They call it Centauri Prime. They've been looking for Earth for generations." Lisa closed her eyes briefly. The weight of what they had done settled on her shoulders like a physical burden. "We just fired on our own people," she said quietly. "Commander Porter, I'm ordering an immediate rescue operation," Admiral Summers said. "The Defender * will secure the area. Take a boarding party from the Harbinger * and assess the situation. Find survivors." "Yes, sir," Lisa responded. Within 30 minutes, Lisa led a team of 6 onto the damaged vessel. They wore environmental suits as a precaution, even though scans showed the atmosphere was breathable in some sections. The interior of the ship was unlike anything Lisa had seen before. The technology was clearly advanced beyond Earth standards, with systems and materials that seemed both familiar and alien. "Life signs are stronger this way," said Medic Hank Martinez, pointing toward what appeared to be the ship's central section. They made their way through curved corridors, lined with technology that hummed with remaining power. The damage from their weapons was extensive, with collapsed sections and exposed wiring. In what seemed to be a control room, they found bodies, human bodies. Lisa's throat tightened as she moved among them, noting their features, unmistakably human, though with subtle differences. Their skin was paler, their frames slightly leaner than Earth standard. "Commander, over here," Martinez called out. A woman lay partially protected by a fallen bulkhead. Unlike the others, she was breathing faintly. "She's alive," Martinez confirmed, running his medical scanner over her. But barely. Lisa knelt beside the woman. She appeared to be in her 40s, with silver-streaked brown hair and fine features. Her uniform was unlike the others, more elaborate, suggesting higher rank. The woman's eyes fluttered open briefly. They were a striking violet color, a genetic variation not common on Earth. "You're from Earth," she whispered, before losing consciousness again. "Get her to the *Harbinger* immediately," Lisa ordered, "and download any data you can from their systems. We need to know everything about who these people are." As they prepared to transport the survivor, Lisa looked around at the destruction they had caused. The bitter irony wasn't lost on her. After centuries of separation, humanity's long-lost children had finally found their way home, only to be fired upon by those they had been seeking. The medical bay of the *Harbinger* was quiet except for the steady beep of monitoring equipment. The survivor from the Centauri ship lay on the main treatment bed, surrounded by equipment that medic Hank Martinez had adjusted to her slightly different physiology. "How is she?" Lisa asked, entering the room. Martinez looked up from his console. "Stable for now. Her body chemistry is human, but with adaptations. Higher bone density, slightly different blood composition. Nothing too extreme, just changes from living on a different world for generations." Lisa approached the bed and studied the woman's face. Even unconscious, she had a look of quiet determination. "I believe she's important," Martinez said. "Her clothing has markings similar to our rank insignias. And look at this." He held up a small device they had found in her pocket. "Some kind of advanced personal computer. Keith is trying to access it now." The woman stirred, her eyes fluttering open. Those unusual violet eyes focused on Lisa. "Water," she whispered. Martinez helped her drink from a small cup while Lisa waited. "I am Commander Lisa Porter of the Earth Defense Fleet," Lisa said once the woman seemed more alert. "Can you tell us who you are?" The woman stared at Lisa with wonder in her eyes. "Earth, we finally found it." Her voice was steady but weak. "I am Dr. Nora Wright, Science Director of the Centauri Exploration Corps. We've been searching for so long." "Why did you approach our system in that manner?" Lisa asked. "Why didn't you respond to our communications?" Nora struggled to sit up, and Martinez helped adjust her bed. "Our systems detected old Earth satellites and signals. We were overjoyed. But when we tried to respond to your transmission, our communication systems couldn't properly interface with your technology. Our excitement—" She paused, pain crossing her face. "We moved too quickly. We should have been more careful." The door opened, and Science Officer Keith Daniels entered. "Commander, I've downloaded some of their data. It's incredible." He noticed Nora was awake and stopped. "Go ahead, Keith," Lisa said. "The colony on Centauri Prime has thrived. Population of nearly 10 million. They've developed technology that took different paths than ours, especially in space travel and energy production." He held up a datapad. "And they're not alone out there. They've encountered other species." Nora nodded weakly. "Not all friendly. We've been at war with a species we call the Vorex for nearly 20 years. That's partly why finding Earth became so important. We hope to find allies, to reconnect with our ancestral home." Lisa felt a chill run through her. "Are these Vorex a threat to our solar system?" "Not yet," Nora said. "But they're expanding. It's only a matter of time." Admiral Summers appeared on the wall screen, his expression grave. "Dr. Wright, I'm Admiral Frank Summers of Earth Defense Command. On behalf of Earth, I extend our deepest apologies for the tragic misunderstanding that has occurred." Nora acknowledged him with a slight nod. "Commander Porter reports you mentioned other ships," Summers continued. "Are there more of your vessels coming?" "Yes," Nora said. "Our ship was the Advanced Scout. The main exploration fleet is following, about 3 weeks behind us. 12 ships with nearly 10,000 people." Her face showed sudden concern. "They don't know what happened. They'll be expecting our signal." Lisa and Summers exchanged worried looks. "And beyond them," Nora continued, "if our mission was successful, a much larger colonial and military fleet would follow. Millions of our people dream of seeing Earth. We need to send a message to your fleet immediately, Lisa said. How can we contact them? Nora's expression darkened. That's the problem. Our communication technology uses quantum entanglement. This ship had the paired transmitter. When you destroyed our main systems, she didn't need to finish. So your fleet is coming, Summers said slowly, expecting a welcome. Instead, they'll find the wreckage of their advanced ship, and they're armed for war against the Vorix. Nora added quietly. They won't know what happened. They'll only see that their scout ship was destroyed in orbit of the planet they've been searching for across generations. The implications hung in the air. Earth had just destroyed the advanced ship of a technologically superior human civilization, one that was already at war and whose military fleet was now headed directly for them. News of the incident spread quickly across Earth. 3 days after the encounter, Commander Lisa Porter stood before the United Earth Defense Council in New York City. The Grand Chamber was packed with military officials, government representatives, and media personnel. Commander Porter, please explain your decision to open fire on the Centauri vessel, said Defense Secretary Olivia Garcia, her voice stern. Lisa stood straight, her uniform perfectly pressed despite her lack of sleep. The unknown vessel emerged suddenly, failed to respond to communications, and displayed energy signatures consistent with weapons charging. I followed first contact protocols as outlined in Defense Directive 15A. Murmurs filled the chamber. On screens around the world, billions watched the hearing. And yet, said UN Representative John Miller, you fired upon our own people, descendants of Earth, coming home after 3 centuries. We didn't know that at the time, sir, Lisa replied. We had no way of knowing. The council chamber doors opened, and heads turned as Dr. Nora Wright entered, escorted by 2 Earth officers. Though still recovering from her injuries, she walked with dignity. Her unusual violet eyes surveyed the room calmly. Dr. Wright, Secretary Garcia said, thank you for joining us. We understand this is difficult. Nora nodded. I come not to place blame, but to prevent further tragedy. My people are coming. We must prepare. Your people are our people, Miller said, but many fear they will seek revenge for what happened to your ship. That is a possibility, Nora admitted. Our military leader, Governor Richard Bell, can be decisive. He has led us through many battles against the Vorix. If he believes Earth attacked us without cause, he may respond with force. The room grew quiet. The implications were clear. What do you suggest, Doctor? Garcia asked. I must make contact with the approaching fleet. If I can speak with them, explain what happened. We've been trying to adapt your communication technology, said Admiral Summers from his seat, but it's proving difficult. Lisa stepped forward. With permission, I'd like to propose a direct approach. We take Dr. Wright in the fastest ship. We have to intercept the Centauri fleet. She can explain in person. That's risky, Commander, Garcia said. What if they fire first and ask questions later, just as we did? It's our best option, Lisa insisted. And I should be the one to go. I gave the order to fire. I should face the consequences. The council members exchanged glances. There's something else you should know, Nora said, her voice cutting through the tension. We detected unusual signals in your outer solar system during our approach. Signals that match Vorix communication patterns. The room erupted in concerned voices. Are you saying the Vorix are already here? Admiral Summers demanded. I can't be certain, Nora replied. But it's possible they followed us. They've been hunting for Earth too, though for very different reasons. At that moment, an aide rushed in and handed Secretary Garcia a tablet. Her face paled as she read it. We've just detected multiple spatial anomalies forming near Jupiter, she announced, similar to the one that brought Dr. Wright's ship. On the large display screen at the front of the chamber, images from space telescopes showed rippling distortions in space. One by one, ships began to emerge, dozens, then hundreds of them. The Centauri fleet wasn't supposed to arrive for weeks. Nora whispered, her eyes wide with surprise. Those are Centauri vessels? Lisa asked. Nora nodded slowly. Yes. But so many. This isn't just the exploration fleet. This is the main armada. Governor Bell must have decided to follow immediately instead of waiting for our signal. She looked at Lisa, fear evident in her expression. They're here with their full military force. Admiral Summers was already barking orders into his communicator. All Earth defense fleets to combat readiness. This is not a drill. Secretary Garcia turned to Lisa. Commander Porter, it seems your proposal has become urgent. You and Dr. Wright need to get out there immediately, before this turns into a war between long-lost family. The small diplomatic vessel Envoy raced toward the massive Centauri fleet. From the pilot's seat, Lisa could see hundreds of ships arranged in perfect formation. Their design was similar to the destroyed scout ship, but with greater variety in size and shape. The largest vessels were easily 5 times the size of Earth's biggest warships. They're scanning us, Keith Daniels said from the sensor station. He had volunteered to join the mission despite the risks. Beside Lisa, Nora Wright worked on the communication console they had modified with parts from her ship. I'm broadcasting my identification codes and a request to speak with Governor Bell. Minutes passed in tense silence. Lisa tried to stay calm, but the sight of so many advanced warships aimed at Earth was terrifying. They're responding, Nora finally said. Her face showed relief, then concern. But it's not Governor Bell. It's Captain Nathan Cole, my second in command. He says Bell is preparing a response to our unprovoked attack. Can we dock with his ship? Lisa asked. Nora nodded and sent the request. Soon, the Envoy approached one of the mid-sized Centauri vessels. Its sleek hull gleamed in the sunlight, with no visible weapons, though Lisa was sure they were there. After docking, Lisa and Nora stepped into the Centauri ship. The interior was brightly lit with smooth, curved walls. 4 armed guards waited for them, along with a tall man with short gray hair and the same violet eyes as Nora. Director Wright, he said, embracing Nora briefly. We feared you were dead. Captain Cole, Nora replied. This is Commander Lisa Porter of Earth. Cole looked at Lisa with open hostility. The one who fired on our unarmed exploration vessel. I take full responsibility for that action, Lisa said, meeting his gaze. It was a tragic misunderstanding. That's why we're here, to prevent further misunderstandings. Cole's expression didn't soften. Governor Bell wants to see you both. Follow me. They walked through corridors filled with crew members who stopped to stare at Lisa. She noticed subtle differences in their appearance. Most had the violet eyes, and they were generally taller and leaner than Earth humans. They entered a large command center where a broad-shouldered man with a closely trimmed beard stood before a tactical display showing Earth's solar system. Governor Bell, Nora said. I'm relieved to see you. Bell turned, his face showing momentary surprise before returning to a stern expression. Dr. Wright, when we lost contact with your ship, I made the decision to bring the entire fleet. The colonization ships are a week behind us. His gaze shifted to Lisa. And you must be the commander who destroyed my scout ship and killed 37 of my people. Lisa stepped forward. Governor Bell, I deeply regret what happened. We had no way of knowing who you were. Your ship appeared suddenly, didn't respond to communications, and approached with what appeared to be weapons charging. Our technology is different from yours, Nora explained. Our systems couldn't interface properly with Earth communications. Bell's eyes narrowed. Convenient explanation. It's the truth, Lisa insisted. Earth has no quarrel with Centauri. We're the same people, separated by time and distance. This should be a moment of celebration, not conflict. She's right, Nora added. And we have bigger concerns. I detected Vorax signals in this system before our ship was damaged. This caught Bell's attention. The Vorax? Here. It's possible, Nora said. They may have followed us. Bell turned back to the tactical display, his expression thoughtful. If the Vorex have found Earth, the situation changes. He faced Lisa again. Commander Porter, I will withhold judgment on your actions for now. But make no mistake, we came prepared to colonize Earth if necessary. After 3 centuries of struggling for survival, finding our ancestral home is too important to let anything stand in our way. Earth is not some empty planet for colonization, Lisa replied firmly. It's home to 10 billion people. People who would welcome you as long-lost family, not as conquerors. Bell and Lisa stared at each other in tense silence. The future of both human civilizations hung in the balance. The meeting between Earth and Centauri leaders took place on the Harbinger *. Admiral Summers had insisted on neutral ground, and Governor Bell had finally agreed. They gathered in the ship's conference room, with view screens showing the space around Jupiter, where both fleets now waited. Our intelligence officer, Captain Steve Warren, Admiral Summers said, introducing a serious-looking man with close-cropped brown hair. Warren activated a holographic display in the center of the table. We've been analyzing the signal patterns Dr. Wright identified as Vorex in origin. They match these emissions we detected near Pluto 3 months ago. The display showed a series of energy spikes. We dismissed them as background radiation at the time. Lisa felt a chill run down her spine. They've been watching us. It appears so, Warren confirmed. And there's more. We found similar signals originating from Earth itself. The room fell silent. Governor Bell leaned forward, his eyes intense. Show me exactly where these signals came from. Warren brought up a map of Earth with several blinking points across different continents. Nora studied the map. The pattern matches Vorex infiltration tactics. They send small groups ahead to study potential targets. You're saying we have alien spies on Earth? Secretary Garcia asked, her voice skeptical. Not just spies, Bell replied grimly. Advance units. The Vorex prepare the ground before invasion. They've been at war with us for 20 years. We know their methods. Admiral Summers turned to Captain Warren. Have your teams investigate these locations immediately. Warren nodded and left the room. This changes things, Bell said. If the Vorex are here, we face a common enemy. All the more reason for our people to work together, Lisa suggested. A sudden alarm cut through the conversation. Keith Daniels rushed into the room. Multiple anomalies forming near Jupiter's moon Europa. Energy signatures match neither Earth nor Centauri technology. On the view screen, dark ships emerged from spatial distortions, angular vessels with red lighting along their hulls. Their design was completely different from human ships, with sharp edges and asymmetrical structures. Vorex scout ships, Bell said, standing up. They found us. How many? Admiral Summers asked. I count 12 vessels, Daniels replied. Small to medium size. 4 days after the skirmish with the Vorex scouts, Earth hummed with activity. In orbit, Earth and Centauri ships maneuvered in joint training exercises. On the ground, scientists and engineers from both civilizations worked around the clock to combine their technologies. Lisa walked through a large research facility outside Denver, where Dr. Andrea Collins, Earth's leading weapons expert, worked alongside Centauri engineer Paul Davis. The two bent over a complex piece of equipment, arguing good-naturedly. If we reconfigure the energy matrix this way, Andrea said, pointing to a holographic display, we can increase power output by 30%. Paul shook his head. That would work with your materials, but our quantum filaments require a different approach. He adjusted the display. See, this configuration gives us better stability. They're making progress, Nora said, joining Lisa. But is it fast enough? Lisa asked. The Vorex fleet will be here tomorrow, according to your calculations. Nora nodded gravely. Our scouts detected them passing Neptune's orbit 6 hours ago. They continued through the facility where hundreds of people worked on various projects. Earth's industrial capacity combined with Centauri's advanced technology was producing remarkable results. Governor Bell is impressed, Nora said. He didn't expect Earth to adapt so quickly to our technology. 300 years of separation led our sciences in different directions, Lisa replied. But the foundations are the same. We're still human after all. They entered a command center where Admiral Summers and Governor Bell stood studying a large strategic display of the solar system. Commander Porter, Bell acknowledged her with a nod. Their relationship had improved since the battle at Europa. We've developed a joint battle plan. I want you to command one of the strike forces. Lisa was surprised. Sir, Bell almost smiled. You've earned the respect of my officers, Commander. And you know Earth ships better than any of us. The Vorax will attack in waves, Admiral Summers explained, pointing to the display. Their first wave will target our orbital defenses. Bell and I will command the main defense fleet. You and Captain Cole will lead a strike force to hit their command ships from the flank. We've equipped 10 Earth ships with our shield technology, Bell added, and helped upgrade your weapon systems. It's not as good as Centauri vessels, but they should hold their own. Lisa studied the battle plan. It was solid, making the best use of both fleets' strengths. What about Earth's surface defenses? If they break through, we've deployed Centauri shield generators at key locations, Bell said. And your Captain Warren has been hunting down Vorax infiltrators. He's found 16 cells so far. A young officer approached them with a tablet. Governor, we've received a transmission from the colonization fleet. They've accelerated their approach and will arrive in 3 days. Bell nodded. Good. If we hold the Vorax here, those ships will provide reinforcements. Lisa looked at the display again, noting the estimated size of the Vorax fleet. Over 300 vessels. Despite their combined strength, Earth and Centauri forces were outnumbered. There's something else you should know, Nora said quietly to Lisa. I've been studying the Vorax communications we intercepted. They're not just coming for Centauri. They're coming for Earth specifically. What? Why? Earth has something they want desperately. Nora's violet eyes were serious. Biological diversity. Your planet has millions of species, complex ecosystems. The Vorax homeworld is dying. They don't want to destroy Earth. They want to take it. Lisa felt a chill. That's why they sent infiltrators first. Nora nodded. To study Earth's biosphere. To prepare. Their conversation was interrupted by alarms. Admiral Summers rushed to a communication console. The long-range sensors have detected the Vorax fleet accelerating, he announced. They'll be here in 12 hours, not 24. Bell turned to Lisa. Commander, get to your ship. Captain Cole is waiting at the lunar dock. Lisa nodded and turned to leave. As she reached the door, Bell called after her. Porter, he said, his voice solemn. Whatever happens tomorrow, you've done your ancestors proud. Earth and Centauri stand together again. As we should. Lisa straightened. We won't let them take our homeworld, sir. Either of them. The bridge of the Harbinger was quiet as Lisa watched the main display. Earth hung like a blue jewel against the darkness of space, surrounded by the combined Earth-Centauri fleet. On the far side of the display, hundreds of red dots approached. The Vorax invasion force. All ships report ready, Commander, Heath Daniels said from his station. Lisa nodded. Captain Cole, is your squadron in position? Affirmative. Cole replied over the communication channel. The Pathfinder and 9 Centauri vessels are cloaked and waiting at the coordinates. Lisa took a deep breath. So much had changed in just 1 week. From firing upon what they thought was an alien ship to now fighting alongside their long-lost human cousins against a real alien threat. Vorax fleet is entering engagement range, Daniels reported. They're deploying into attack formation. Admiral Summers' voice came through the fleet-wide channel. All ships, hold position. Let them come to us. The Vorax ships spread out in a wide pattern, their angular hulls gleaming with red lights. Suddenly, dozens of smaller vessels launched from the larger ships. Attack craft, Governor Bell warned from his command ship, "Stay in formation. Our combined shields will hold." The first wave of Vorex ships fired energy weapons at the Earth Centauri line. Brilliant flashes of light erupted as the shots hit shields. "Shields holding," Daniels reported. "Minimal damage to the fleet." "Wait for it," Lisa said quietly, watching the Vorex command ships move forward behind their attack craft. "Now," Admiral Summers ordered. The Earth Centauri fleet opened fire with their combined weapons technology. Beams of energy and advanced projectiles tore through the first wave of Vorex ships. "Strike force, move in," Lisa commanded. The Harbinger led 10 Earth ships away from the main battle, curving around toward the flank of the Vorex fleet. At the same time, Cole's cloaked squadron decloaked behind the enemy's rear guard. "Hit their command ships," Lisa ordered. The strike force fired their new weapons, enhanced with Centauri technology. The Vorex, caught in the surprise attack, lost several large vessels in the first volley. The battle raged for hours. Earth ships took heavy damage, but the Centauri shields protected them from destruction. 3 Earth vessels were lost, along with 5 Centauri ships, but the Vorex losses were much heavier. "They're regrouping," Daniel said, pointing to a cluster of large Vorex ships pulling back from the main battle. "That's their command center," Bell said over the comm. "If we can destroy it, their fleet will lose coordination." Lisa studied the tactical display. "They're too well protected. We can't get through their defenses with our remaining ships." "There's another way," Cole suggested. "Earth's nuclear arsenal. If we could deliver several warheads directly to their command center." Lisa glanced at Admiral Summers on the screen. He nodded grimly. "I'll need to transfer control of the warheads to your ship, Bell," Summers said. "Your delivery systems can get through their defenses where ours can't." There was a long pause. What Summers was suggesting required absolute trust, giving control of Earth's most powerful weapons to people who, just days ago, had been potential enemies. "Do it," Bell finally said. "We'll get them there." Working together, Earth and Centauri technicians transferred control of 12 nuclear warheads to Bell's command ship. Using Centauri stealth technology, they guided the weapons through the chaotic battle toward the Vorex command center. Detonation in 5 seconds, Daniels counted down. The nuclear explosions lit up space, engulfing the Vorex command ships in blinding light. When it faded, the enemy vessels were gone. Across the battlefield, Vorex ships began to fall into disarray, their coordinated attack breaking down. "They're retreating," someone shouted as the remaining Vorex vessels turned and accelerated away from Earth. Cheers erupted across the fleet. Lisa leaned back in her command chair, exhausted but relieved. "We did it," Admiral Summers said. "Earth is safe." "Our homeworld is safe," Bell corrected him. "A home for all humans." 1 week later, Lisa stood with Nora, Bell, and Admiral Summers at a ceremony in New York. Below the stage, thousands of people from Earth and Centauri mingled together, celebrating their victory and new alliance. 300 years ago, humans left Earth, not knowing if they would survive, Summers said to the crowd. "Today, they have returned home, and together we have defended our world against those who would take it from us." Lisa looked out at the crowd, humans with different histories but a shared future. The misunderstanding that had started with firing on a ship bearing the message, "Homeworld," had ended with a stronger, united humanity. Earth was home again to all its children.